Hey everybody, this is your girl Liana Michelle, and this is Faithfully Her. Today I'm super excited. I have a guest on. That's a man, y'all. We got us a man tonight. Everybody put your hands together for the man in the room. Yay! Today we are talking to Mr. David King, and David is the owner and CEO of King's Reign Entertainment. Now we're going to get all into his entertainment business and figure out what he's doing, how he's doing, and how we could be a part of it all, okay? So everybody, please put your hands together for me, and let's welcome Mr. David King.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, again, thank you so much for coming on and gracing us with your presence. So I just want to jump right in, okay? Because we're in a mutual group on Facebook together, which is where I saw your postings, and that's what made me reach out. So the one that caught my eye was the Juneteenth posting that you had. So let's talk about what you're doing for the Juneteenth Detroit Festival.
Well, for the Juneteenth Detroit Festival, the organization, they reached out to me a little while ago about what they had going on, and they actually have a week-long celebration going on right now during the week of Juneteenth, leading up to the 19th. The event that I'm in charge of is they wanted to combine all of the Detroit style dances, and with them not being a part of that dance community, they sought me out, and they pretty much was like, hey, you know, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We just want you to do what you do, and just come on board and be a part of the movement. So I'm like, yeah, that's great. Like I'm happy to be a part of it, you know. So we sat down and was like, you know, we're gonna get together, we're gonna put this grand event together. So we came up with the Dancers United Gala. So it'll be us celebrating the styles of dance that we love to do in the city, and out in high fashion, and just having a good time and enjoying each other.
That is so cool. That is so cool. You know, when I was younger, my uncle taught me how to ballroom, and here I go giving my age away, y'all. But we're talking to Luther Vandross, never too much, never too much. So that was, and I still do that old 1980s ballroom because that's what I learned. That's where I'm stuck at. I haven't come out of that 1980s. I'm still in the 80s, y'all. So tell me, for you, what got you into, I know you're a DJ also. So did that open up the window into dance, or was it like something that just went hand in hand for you?
Well, actually, dancing has just been a part of me my whole life, really. I was that kid that was putting on performances at the family gatherings, Christmas and Thanksgiving. My cousins and I, we would have rehearsals. Like, hey, we got to, you know, Christmas is coming up. We got to get this routine together. So we had serious practice time. And so, like, just from a kid growing on up, went from doing things with the family to the whole Detroit jit scene, was the jit battles at the downtown, at the clubs and stuff like that. And then my friend of mine got into ballroom, and he took me out with him one night, and the environment just overwhelmed me, how laid back it was and how just grown it was. And just looking at the beautiful women in the room just took me over the top. Like, all right, well, yeah, I'm not coming back in here until I know how to do this dance. So I went right head first into it and just fell in love with it, and been doing it ever since.
So tell us a little bit more about who David King is and King's Reign Entertainment. Give us the lowdown.
All right. Well, David King is a laid back guy, a family man, and that's where King's Reign, the motivation for King's Reign Entertainment came from, is for my children. I had 10 years in the plant, and I witnessed a lot of stuff that just didn't agree with my spirit in the plant. And I felt trapped in that environment. Like, I just had too much creativity to be on the line doing the same thing repetitively over and over and over again for 8, 10, 12 hours a day. So I decided to walk away from that. And luckily at the time, the same friend of mine who introduced me to ballrooming had actually got into DJing, and we started doing things together. I started working for him, and he was training me on it and everything. And then I got to see the business side of that. And I had already been teaching dance classes for a while. And those relationships with students and clients just went hand in hand with the DJ business, because I didn't have to hit the pavement as hard to get my name out there and get a reputation. I already had established a reputation with the dance community. And when I started to DJ, they supported me and, hired me for events, and it just grew from there. And, it was a blessing. It was a blessing that I already had one thing going, and the other, once the DJ business started, it just enhanced everything, and it just took off. And, all of that is just for me to, I'm building the empire, and I want to be able to give that to my children and start our generational wealth within our family.
Amen. Amen to generational wealth. Because we've talked about that on here with other guests, and, breaking those generational curses and what it means to build generational wealth, and starting your kids off early, and I always tell people, I was born in the 70s, was a kid in the 80s, and my mother was a single mom, but she didn't talk about generational wealth. Her thing was go to school, get your education, get a good job, take care, be able to sustain yourself. That was it. It wasn't about, how do you invest, or, even with credit cards and credit, there wasn't those types of conversations about the importance of it, the importance of paying bills on time, and all of those different things that matters when you're going to try to buy that house and they pull your credit report. You know what I'm saying? All of those things matter. So kudos to you for thinking in that long term of, let me create generational wealth for what's coming after me, which are your kids. And somewhere in the Bible it says, and I always tell people, don't make me quote a scripture because I can't quote it, but I could paraphrase perfect. Somewhere in the Bible it says something to the effect of, even as a parent, when you leave this earth, you're still in some form responsible for taking care of the ones you left behind. And that's where the generational wealth comes from, because when I leave this earth, then I have set something up for my children to springboard off of. I've given them a foundation that is going to be able to take care of them even when I'm not here physically anymore. So, that's a good thing. I'm happy to hear you, Black man, talk about generational wealth and teaching your babies that path starting early.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely important. Like, just like you, how you was taught, go to school, get a good job, and that was pretty much it. And that's all a part of the system. That's all a part of the system to make someone else money and not create our own wealth. And I was taught the same thing. And it took a while, like even for my father was always, you need residual income, you got to have this coming in, and which is true to a point. But in the world that we live in, especially today, it's all a part of the self-made man now. Like, everybody is tapped into their creativity. during COVID, being locked up in the house, everybody's been able to tap into their passions and their creativity and been able to sustain their lifestyle off of their gifts. And it's just like, hey, like, if you have the talent and you can harness that talent into a business, why not make money from that?
And you know what? And you were so right. You know, I always tell people your passion and your purpose does not always mean that you are walking around with a Bible in your hand or you're standing in a pulpit. There's so many different ways to affect or impact someone's life in a positive way. And dance is definitely one of those ways to impact, whether it's somebody who's struggling with health concerns. Like for me, I had a heart attack last year. And after the heart attack, I started skating. As a form of cardio, as a form of working out, just getting my mojo moving again, you know what I'm saying? And getting me back to feeling good about myself. So now, you know, I'm up to an hour a day of cardio. I skate on the weekends, you know, to do all of those things. But dance is something that I've always said that I wanted to get back into, ballroom dancing. And so I'm going to ask you this. So I was talking to my girlfriend, my bestie, and I'm like, girl, we should do these ballroom classes because I saw one of your flyers. And I'm like, yeah, they down at Hart Plaza. So it'll be beautiful atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, don't we need a partner for that? She was like, I'm not going down there to ballroom with you. And I'm like, I'm sure it'll be some men's there that's looking for a partner or somebody to practice these moves on as well. And she was just like, nah, I don't want to do it if I don't have somebody to go with. So with that being said, are there men's there that are single men's that need somebody to spin around that dance floor?
There is definitely a single men pool in the dance community. That is like the most frequently asked question and like the most misunderstood thing with people looking to get into ballroom is that people think you have to have a partner to attend the class, and you don't. Maybe 5% of the people that come to my classes are couples. Everybody that comes to the class is single, comes in by themselves. So there are guys, there will always be guys to dance with. The reality of it is there will always be more women in the class than men. But the way I structure my class is if we're uneven, everybody will rotate. So everybody will get a chance to dance.
Okay. Okay, well, I think you just got a new student now. You don't have me come down there and I have to be dancing with Sheila. I don't want to dance with Sheila.
No.
Okay.
No. I got some guys, and I got a pretty good, consistent core group of guys right now too. They're doing pretty good. So
okay, because I go most places by myself. It really doesn't matter where it is. Like I go to the show alone. If it's something I want to see, I'm like, oh, I'm going to see Buzz Lightyear. And I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go to the show by myself. So I do a lot of things independent and by myself. And you know, when you are looking at dance classes, if it's a hustle class, you're more at ease with being single or going alone. But when you're looking at ballroom classes, when you know you need that partner, it can be a little intimidating to, or you know, make you a little apprehensive about it because you are that single person walking in the door by yourself. So thank you for having it structured in a way where everyone is still included, regardless to whether they walked in alone or or with someone. So thank you for that. Speaking from the single women community.
No, I know it's hard. So.
It is. So I want to talk about Temptation Tuesdays. Let's get into Temptations Tuesdays. What is it and how can we be a part of it?
Temptation Tuesday is a Tuesday night event given down at Paradise Ultra Lounge in Southfield. I can't give you the specifics of it all. Very close friend of mine, Mo Franks, the DJ Rock with Mo. He orchestrates the whole thing and he DJs down there every Tuesday. I'm there as a guest DJ every other week. And then I'm down there. I'll take my class down there for like a little field trip after class to get some extra practice in, get some dancing in, get them comfortable in that environment, because, you know, new students, they're nervous to come into class, let alone go out and dance in front of people. So,
right.
you know, I like to take them out, you know, they feel a little more at ease knowing that I'm there, and, you know, they're people from class that they had conversations with and got to know. So they're not going into a club environment, you know, not knowing anyone, because a lot of people don't go out because they don't have anyone to go out with, or they don't know anyone there. So
right. Yeah, and I know, like, for me, I'll be so excited to go somewhere, and then I get there, and then I kind of just shrink to the corner, because you know, I'm like, oh my God, I'm in a room full of people, and I'm all by
right.
you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
It's good that you give them that extra practice in an environment where they could still feel safe.
Yeah.
With you being there and so forth. So let me ask you, what is the basic move? Like when my uncle was teaching me, he used to always tell me, bring it back to this like little basic cha-cha type almost step.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say, Shelly, you keep the basic step. The man is going to do the work. I'm going to move you where I want you to be. Just stay within that basic step. So is that still like the ground rule? They have so many different moves and dips and turns going on with ballroom now since the 80s.
Yeah, you still always want to fall back into your basics. As long as your foundation is solid with your basic steps, as the woman, you can be led just about to any type of move. It just depends on, like, if you're a beginner lady and you can follow well and your basics are solid, then you can be led into just about every move within your skill set. So there are more advanced footwork the further you go into the dance. But as far as your basic half turn, which is that cha-cha step, half turns and full turns and things like that, you'll be able to follow anybody, really. As long as they're a good lead. They do have to be a good lead, know what they're doing.
Okay, and you teach the men how to lead and guide their women into these different amazing ballroom moves.
Yep. That is how we start off every class. Every class we start off with basic steps. So it doesn't matter if you're day one or you've been coming for a while. We always start with basic steps before we get even into partnering dance. So we'll start with the basic steps, make sure everybody's good with those steps. Then we'll partner up and move into more partner moves.
Okay. And you also do hustle, or is it just ballroom?
It's just ballroom. It's hustle. It's too many hustles for me to keep up with. I cannot retain all that information in my head. I start blending hustles together. I'm doing like 5 hustles in one on the dance floor because they just bleed together for me. I cannot keep them separate. So yeah.
Well, and I was seeing on your page how you had some out of town, some guests come in to show some new hustle moves. So do you often do that through your entertainment company, or is it just like a collab of the dancing community to say, hey, we'll be in your city and you're able to put something together?
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. Some people, if we're having a special event and we want to showcase of out of town dance, let's say like in Maryland, they hand dance in Maryland, right? So like if we want to introduce that style of dance to the people of Detroit, we'll reach out to the instructors in that area and see what their availability is and have them come in to teach that. And it's usually like a weekend event where we'll have a grand event on like the Saturday night, and we'll have like a meet and greet Friday we'll do workshops Fridays and Saturdays early in the day, and then we'll have the big event that Saturday night.
Okay, so do you also travel to other places and show them Detroit style of ballrooming?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I travel. I try to travel as much as I can. It just depends on my schedule. With DJing, I get booked up so far in advance. I try to leave a little bit of weekends available for me to travel, because my friends in the dance community outside of Detroit, because Detroit, they ballroom just about everywhere. It's about nationwide now, but there still isn't anything like a Detroit ballroom instructor that's from Detroit.
Right.
It loses a little bit of substance the further you go out. They like, I want to say they adapt more of their culture in whatever city they're in. They turn it, so they make it into theirs, versus it being just raw from Detroit, how we put it down here. Okay. So like they'll reach out because they want the authentic Detroit style ballroom. So yeah, I do travel a lot with stuff like that. And when everybody like down in Charlotte and in Ohio, even in Denver, done things out there. So I'm in talks with a guy right now to do something in Hawaii. They want to do something in Hawaii within the next, probably about 23. Be doing it in the spring or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty fun to do that, to go out, and just because everybody the further you go out, they either only seen it on YouTube or on Facebook or social media or something. So I'm going to be brand new in the dance, and like to get them from the ground up, from their very first step. It's a lot of fun.
So we're talking about Detroit ballroom styles, but how different is ballroom styles? How much does it vary from state to state? Like what Chicago calls it stepping, right?
Yeah, well, that is a totally different dance.
Okay.
So Detroit style ballroom is one style of dance. Chicago stepping is a totally different style of dance. The DC hand dancing, that's a totally different style of dance. And then they had we bop here in Detroit too. But then they have a different style of bop. They call it the Philly bop. However they do it in their city. But across the board, Detroit ballroom is Detroit ballroom. Like that's it across the board. You have even within the city, you have different variations of the dance, and it's just based off of the creativity of the individual instructor, not the dance. Everybody stays on the same platform, the same step. It's just the further you advance in the dance, whichever instructor you're under, you'll start to see more of that instructor's personality come out within the moves.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have some instructors that really don't, as the lead, they don't do a lot of moving. Myself, I like to dance, I like to move. So I'm doing double turns and spins just as much as I'm giving a woman double turns and spins. I like to be moving on the floor. So, you're going to get a little more from me versus an instructor who is going to move the lady more up and down her lane.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, because, you do see these other dances on social media, YouTube or whatever, and they all seem to have a brief element. Like even with stepping, they're stepping, but they're still like two people who are spinning around each other, or having that connection. So it looks like it has those elements of a traditional ballroom. but
Yeah.
just kind of enhanced to something more.
Yeah. Every dance has a little bit of another dance in it. Because I've taken moves. If I see something I like on the floor and it's a different style dance other than Detroit ballroom, if I can make that move fit on Detroit ballroom count, I'm putting it in my toolbox. Like, oh yeah, I'm taking that move. I'm about to work on that and put it to the Detroit step. So yeah, it's everybody takes from different styles of dances. I've taken moves, salsa moves, and adapted it to Detroit ballroom. I've taken Chicago step moves and adapted it to Detroit ballroom, and people who teach and do other styles of dance have done the same thing. And it's like that here, especially because we do so many different styles of dance. You know, we Detroit ballroom, we Chicago step, we bop, we Latin hustle, we salsa, we bachata, we kizumba, everything. We got Detroit is a melting pot of dance styles.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yay, Detroit for being a melting pot on dance. You better tell somebody. Say it's not just about cars anymore.
Right.
So I know okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so two questions, but I'm gonna start with this one. I saw one of your posts where you're dancing in the D events and it says that they're kid friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So do people honestly bring like their children? Is there a separate space for the kids? Are kids also learning how to dance? Like, how are you making that environment kid friendly?
Well, that environment is right there. It's right there at the Spirit of Detroit Plaza. So that area is family friendly, and they have a playground right there. So on Fridays they'll set up the dance floor, and then the playground is available for the kids. There's multiple food trucks there, so you can get something to eat. The DJ's going. The instructor, there's guest instructors every week. Again, my good friend Mo Frank Rockamo, he orchestrated everything and got all of the instructors together to showcase everyone's talent, all the instructors, and to put everybody out there that, you know, that's not familiar with everyone. Because I mean, you can dance every day of the week really here. And it's not like that in other states. Friends that I have out of state, they're like, yeah, we only dance on like Mondays or Fridays, but here you can dance every day of the week. You can find a class Monday through Friday, and club events all during the week, cabarets and parties going on the weekend. So it's just exposing it to the rest of the city downtown at the plaza.
Now, cabarets, oh, back in my day, child, back in my day. But I remember like just back in my days when I would like go out and party and stuff like that, it seemed like cabarets was the only place you really found those ballroomers. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you didn't really find them at Club 7 as much as you would find them in cabarets. Do you see ballroom moving more into like the regular clubs now, not just at those cabarets?
Yeah, it has been. I started ballrooming. It's been 21 years now. So when I started, the only place really to dance other than a cabaret on the weekends was Club Yesterdays.
Yeah.
Back when it was in Southfield. That was mm-hmm. the only spot really to dance. And now you can, like I said, every day of the week you can go out and dance just about. And that just shows the growth of the dance and the growth of the culture of it, you know. And I feel like the clubs and bars everybody's jumped on the grown and sexy bandwagon, so they're trying to keep the riffraff out, make sure everybody's having a good time. And the way you do that is you put the grown and sexy label on it, and that just deters everybody that's coming out to tear the club up from, walking through the door.
Right. And that dress code too. When I was younger, and even now when I get dressed, I dress still like with that mindset of back in the day when you dressed to go out, whether it was the cabaret or to the Club Sevens, you was in your best. You know what I'm saying? Like I can remember my mama and them like matching from head to toe, dressed up, stockings, heels, the whole 9 yard. Right. And then and now you don't get as much of that. People that are really putting on that dress going out attire. So with your grown and sexy events with the ballroom, do you see more people that are dressing up for your outing events? Not for the classes, because I'm sure in classes they're just comfortable. But when you're doing these grown and sexy events, do you see more people that are still embracing the dressing up, the suits, the dresses, and so forth?
Oh yeah, definitely. People love to get dressed up. People love a reason to get dressed up. And you see a lot, the themed parties, the color themed white parties, the blackout parties, things like that, red parties. So whatever the theme is, people are ready to jump on it and find their best outfit to come out and stunt. So yeah, it's a lot. People still love to dress up to come out.
Okay, and that's good, because speaking as a single woman, it is nothing more attractive than a man that can wear a suit. You know what I'm saying? that hangs a suit right. And you want to see a man that can dance and move and knows how to lead you on that dance floor or whatever. It's just something about that whole flowetry of that is just a 100%, turn on in a lot of different ways. Because then you can see that they could carry themselves, they dress well, and hopefully the suit sparks the gentleman that also lives within them, because when I see a man in a suit, the first thing I'm thinking is, Lord, please let him be a gentleman. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just have the suit on, but you got the AK stuck in your back pocket or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I want the gentleman that comes with that presentation in that suit. So that's good to know. Does your organization do any community outreach or community services or anything along that line?
I haven't in a couple of years now, just prior to COVID. I used to, a friend of mine, she works with the Michigan Works, and I would have every summer, she would reach out to me for the kids between, I believe the ages were like 18 to 24, 25, that were looking for work, to get them some work experience. So I would take on 5 or 6 kids, and I was training them on how to DJ and business etiquette and things like that. And I would take them out with me to events and just pretty much show them the ropes, the ins and outs, and how to interact with clients and customers, and just try to put them in the right direction going forward, not even trying to sway them into the DJing and entertainment business, but just to give them some of what I know to be true, which is be you, be professional, be on time, be considerate of other people's time. So I was just trying to give them that going forward in their professional careers.
And I'm happy that you said that, because a lot of times we look at a person's profession or what they do and we form opinions. So, somebody might say, oh, he's just a DJ. They don't do nothing but spin records. They don't really understand the behind the scenes that it takes for that DJ to be successful. It's more
Right.
than just sitting there in front of your laptop mixing or spinning records or whatever it is. As you stated, it's a full business. So you have to know how
Mhm.
to communicate.
Right.
You have to have a professionalism about you, like you said, showing up on time, being considerate of other people's time, knowing how to speak to those clients. And even if it's a contract thing, to where it might be a club, like a club yesterday's, that say, hey, we need for you to be our house DJ, this is what the pay is. That's paperwork, you know what I'm saying, that
Mhm.
needs to be signed. And you need to be able to read that paperwork, understand that paperwork before you sign your name on that paperwork. So it's
Exactly.
not just spinning records. So I'm so
Mhm.
happy that you said that. World, are y'all listening? Everything requires some formal educational training, some form of communication. You have to be able to talk to people.
Exactly. Exactly.
And even with networking, like you said, you said that you didn't have to really hit the pavement as hard because you had your dance community to support you. But for someone that's coming out the gate brand new at this, what is some advice that you would give them to begin to build up a reputation as a DJ?
I would say exposure is the key, because nobody knows you, so you have to get out there. And the best way to do that now is with social media, because it's all free. So um,
Mhm.
just exposure. Take pictures, take a lot of pictures, take a lot of videos. Show off your skills, show off your equipment, show off your clients, the venues that you've been in, where the places you've played. Um, all of that is going to help sell you, because you are the product and you have to sell. You have to always be selling. If presentation is everything, you want a good setup. You want a good presentation. You want it to look clean. You don't want wires all over the place, and it looked like you just showed up and pulled the stuff out from out of your basement and just set it up in a hall
Okay.
somewhere.
Right.
You want a good presentation, and the best way to get that out there starting out is just exposure on social media. Just post as much content as you can.
So if someone is, like, say, currently, um I don't want to say neighborhood type DJ, but neighborhood type DJ, where they're the local neighborhood bars, they're the local neighborhood little group of bars, but they might want to be able to venture out and do
Mhm.
more mainstream, get out the neighborhood maybe, and explore. I know you're saying social media, the exposure or whatever, but is there another avenue or another option for them as that DJ to say, okay, I'm ready to get out of just these 5 bars and expand
Mhm.
myself and grow?
Yeah, there's definitely different avenues to take. They have plenty of spots like online where you can advertise, where you can be found. Um, you want to make sure that you're able to be found on Google, so you want to have a Google listing. Um, you want to, depending on what type of events you're looking to book outside of, if you're trying to get out of the bars and clubs, and you're looking, once you leave outside of the bars and clubs, now you're going into mobile DJing. You want to be a mobile DJ, so you want to make sure that you have the equipment that's required to be a mobile DJ. You're going to need your own sound system. You're going to need a good quality sound system. You don't want to be taking stuff that's dropping out and got all kind of distortion in the speakers and things like that. So you want to have good equipment. You want to have, and then like I said, the online Like if you want to do weddings, Wedding Wire is like the #1 website where they have millions and millions of potential brides that visit their site that's looking for wedding DJs. So you can go on there and you'll talk to one of their representatives and they'll set you up with a monthly package that is best for your budget, whatever you're looking for. And then you'll be exposed to those brides that go onto that site. There's other sites. Thumbtack is another one where you can put a listing on there. So when someone is looking for a wedding DJ in Detroit, you'll come up in one of those listings.
Okay.
And it's a pay by lead. And so it's like I'll get a notification to my phone like, hey, such and such is looking for a DJ on this date. It'll give all the details, the time and the location and everything. And if I want to reach out to that potential client, then they have credits. So you have to pay for credits to send that lead out to that potential client. And then from there, that's where you have to know how to communicate with people, because now you've turned into a salesman because you have to sell yourself. Hey, I'm Dave King. I'm with Kingsman Entertainment. I have your date available. These are my packages. These are my prices. This is what I've done in the past. And importantly, having a website as well to have people to refer to, because 9 times out of 10, a potential client is going to ask you, okay, yeah, that sounds good. You got a website? Like you could say all of that. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to say, okay, yeah, hey, that sounds good. So do you have a website I can go check out and look at everything? Because they want to see your work. Yeah. So you want to have that website available as well too. That's really important, having your own website set up too.
Okay. Well, I think you gave us some great information. So for our aspiring DJs, for my single ladies out there that want to get out there in ballroom, for the men's out there who said, you don't never had no men's on your show. We got some men's on the show. So I want to see y'all at the ballroom classes too.
Right. We need you fellas.
And if you're interested in getting in contact with David, his entertainment company, for bookings or anything like that, tell us how we can find you.
You can find me on all social media platforms. You can find me on Facebook. My personal Facebook page is David King. You can find me on the business page, which is King's Reign ENT. Same on Instagram. Instagram is Kings_Reign_ENT. It's the same on TikTok, Kings_Reign_ENT. You can also visit my website. It's kingsreign.ent.com. So you have that. You have what else? What else am I there? That's all the social media.
I think platforms. That's good right there. That's enough. Now if they can't find you after all of that, they wouldn't.
Right. Right. And I do have an event coming up on the 26th, the Detroit United Gala on the 26th of this month on June. It's a Sunday from 6 to 12. It's at the Henry Ford Performing Arts Center in Dearborn. It's a dinner dance. It's going to be really, really nice. Full dinners included with the ticket price is $40 for the ticket. We're actually going to have a amateur student ballroom competition as well. So it's going to be really fun.
Oh, wow. Okay. So June 26th, the Dancers United Gala from 6 to 12 in Dearborn. Mm-hmm. And it's a dinner dance, which is going to be $40 and amateur. So if you're interested in what he's teaching, how his students are progressing. This will be a great event to go to. And you're getting fed. Y'all all know we love to eat. So you
Right.
get you're getting fed, you get to dance, you get to see the dancers and just enjoy such a grown-up event. I love the dinner dance idea of it, and with the competition that you're saying is going to be there, because you see stuff like that. And I'm so sorry, my age always comes in. I don't care how bad I try to hold it back. But when you said that, it made me go to an episode of Family Matters when they had the dance competition and the dad threw his back out or whatever. But I just remember that scene. It was like the dinner dance scene, and they had the dance competition. That's where my mind went to, y'all. I watch way too much TV. But yes, thinking of something like that, that would be a great thing to come to. And I am definitely going to try to see if I can make that, even if it's just for the experience. I always tell my guests that I like to try to support them in things that they're doing as my thank you. So whether it's the ballroom classes with you, during the week, and what night are your ballroom classes?
The ballroom classes are my beginner and intermediate classes are Tuesday evenings. The intermediate class goes first from 7 to 8. And then the beginner class is from 8 to 9. And then Wednesdays is my advanced class from 7 to 8 on Wednesdays.
Okay, and where are those held at?
They are held at M&A Dance Lab Studio. It's in Livonia. The address is 32622 7 Mile Road. It's the closest cross street is Farmington. It's 7 Mile and Farmington Road.
Okay. Because I saw that flyer and I wanted to make sure I got that. So June 26th, I'm so excited about June 26th, and I'm definitely going to see if I can clear that day. I'm not really sure, but I don't think I have too much going on that day, so I should be able to make that. But if not, I'm definitely going to work towards the Tuesdays so I can get my learn on and I can get out of this 1980s. Oh yeah. All right, like I need to get up out of there. Need to graduate to the 2000s where we at right now.
Right.
I'm gonna put all of your contact information, the June 26th event, and the dance class information in the description box. So anyone can click on and be able to see it and record that information. It'll be there as long as your video is there, and I don't take videos down, so it'll be there forever. And we're gonna also get this posted in my Faithfully Her social media platforms, so they'll be posted for you as well. And once I start coming out to the events, I'll be able to have video and photos as well to show people like, hey, this is the real deal. I'm learning something. So thank you again, David, for coming on. Do you want to leave us with any final thoughts or any tips that you want to leave? Words of wisdom?
I want to, again, thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure. Words of wisdom to my future dancers. Don't be afraid to come to class by yourself. Stop waiting around for your friends to come to class. You'll be waiting forever. You're waiting on your girlfriend to come to class with you. Come on to class, meet some new people, have a good time, and enjoy learning what you want to learn.
Amen. Yes. And I just want to thank you for sharing your passion for dance and music and socialization with us. It's important for us to be able to socialize, and coming off of COVID where we were confined to the home, it's good to be able to get back out there in a safe environment with like-minded people sharing in a like-minded event. That is not only just something fun and social to do, but if you look at the healthy aspect of it, dance is a great way for cardio to build up your heart health and
Yep.
leg strength. Some people that might be coming out of a knee surgery or something like that is not putting that type of a pressure on it, but is giving it what it needs to get strong again and to build up its strength. So thank you for sharing your passion with us and giving us a great way to be healthy as well as to socialize and to have great fun learning something new. So thank you again.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, well, everybody, again, this is Faithfully Her. We've been on with David King from King's Reign Entertainment. I want you guys to check him out. Let's get out the house. Let's socialize. Let's do something different. Go grab your man and say, no, we're not Netflixing and chilling tonight. We're going to a dance class. Just grab that significant other and get out there and let's shake our bums together. Okay.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it with David. He is the dance king and he is taking us to a whole new levels of ballroom. Okay. So if you visit his page, the way I visit his page, you will see different pictures and videos of people in his class, and they all look like they're just having the time of their lives. So let's go out there and join the fun together. And it's a great way to socialize and be active. Again, David, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate you.
No problem at all. Thank you.
And just know whenever you want to pop in, you have a platform here. Any events that you're doing and you're like, hey, I want to get it out in another area as well. Just, shoot me a text or a call and say, hey, I need your platform and we will make it happen for you. Okay.
All right. I appreciate that.
Thank you so much to all of my Faithfully Hers. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's segment as much as I did. And just remember that you are a light in this world and you deserve to shine. So don't let anybody put that light out. Shine, shine, shine. I love you all. Have a great week in Christ. Talk to you soon.